Hey guys, Ellie Showstack here. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are having an incredible day. I woke up this morning and I got two messages from clients of mine who are in my Find the Right One coaching program for singles looking to get into and maintain healthy relationships. So I'll mention just one of the messages and then I'll tell you a little bit later about the other message because it was really cool. Okay. But first, one message that I got was that a client of mine was having a conversation with some of her friends, and the friends were saying that they weren't going to date Android users because they were iPhone users. Okay. Now, some people might find that to be a bit silly. Some people might find that to be a little bit too nitpicky. And I think that in general, what this winds up doing is when you are single and you've just come out of a breakup, or you were engaged and you broke off the engagement, or you come out of a divorce, when you are looking to be with someone, right, your mind tries to protect you from experiencing pain. And sometimes the pain that it tries to prevent you from doing is to prevent you from things that you find to be annoying. Okay? And when you encounter someone who has something that you're going to have to go ahead and change in order to be open to their new way of being, your mind might actually say, you know, I think I'm going to hold off on this date. I think I'm going to hold off on this situation because this is annoying to me. Now, the real reason why you're getting annoyed is because this is another thing about you that you feel, oh shit, I'm going to have to change. I'm an iPhone user and I love the FaceTime, and I love knowing when that they're texting to me, I can see in my phone the little dots going. And if they're an Android user, then I'm not going to see their dots. So I won't know if they're getting back to me immediately. And I just find that to be annoying. Or I'm an Android user and I love Google, and I really don't want to have to interact with someone who is an iPhone person because their love of technology is very different than mine. So you and I might look at this and you might say, this is utter stupidity, right? This is just plain out stupid. But if we narrow down what in fact is going on in the person's mind, right, that this will be another thing that annoys me, what you see is that it's your mind preventing you from change and evolution. So in order to open yourself up to new situations in the dating world, in order to open yourself up to new ways of being and loving life and loving people, what you sometimes want to do with your mind is test it, right? Just for like a day. Like that's why they tell basketball players to not only dribble with one hand, but to go ahead and dribble with, if you're righty, dribble with your left hand. And if you're a lefty, then dribble with your right hand, because you're doing something with your mind that your mind is not used to. And then they say that those basketball players who are righties, but they wind up mainly dribbling with their left hand, they can outwit and outplay anyone because they're that much more skilled and open to new situations. So if you see that your mind is preventing you by saying, I'm not going to date this person because they use Apple phones, or I'm not going to date this person because I know that some of you might be watching this and you think like this whole topic is idiotic and just get over it. But I want you to understand that for certain people, it's really not. It's really their mind preventing them from getting annoyed. What's the annoyance? The annoyance is that this is not only something new that I'm going to have to learn how to change, but there are going to be other things about me that I'm going to wind up having to change. This is just one thing that I'm going to have to work on. Well, I understand that. But if you want to not only get into a healthy love relationship and date someone healthy, if you actually want to maintain that relationship, okay, the idea of life is that every second and every moment, even though it looks like nothing is being changed right now from this second to the next, there's actually millions and millions and trillions of your cells changing in your body daily. So you're constantly evolving and constantly changing. So being open to change and embracing that will actually make you much more successful in not only getting into a love relationship, but also maintaining it. Because when you're in that relationship and you're going to be growing, and the other person will be growing, and the other person decides that they saw a commercial for an iPhone and they get it, and you have an Android, instead of thinking, oh crap, this is going to really put a damper on the relationship, you can let it go and be open. Hey, maybe it's got some new features that I might want to try, right? So I'm going to give you some very, very personal information right now that I haven't really shared with anyone in the world. This is extremely personal, and I really hope that you don't hold this against me. But I'm an Android user. Yes. I have been an Android user for years. My first smartphone was a BlackBerry. We're going way back in time. And then making the switch from a BlackBerry. Does anyone remember Blackberries? Okay. Making the switch from a BlackBerry to an Android phone was very, very, very difficult for me. It was a big change. It was huge. I loved it. I loved Android. And people who know me and join my program, they know I'm a big fan of Google. I'm called the Googleizer. That's what people call me. So I love Google. I love everything about it. Okay? So here's where the plot thickens. And I want you to understand this. So I have converted my wife to Androidism. She is an Android user as well. Okay? Now we have two sons. And in the world of technology, people like different things. So my younger son has actually got his first iPhone. Yes, I got him an iPhone. And my other son wants an iPhone too. He is still part of the Android tribe. But the reason why I'm telling you these asinine facts about my life is that if I was not open to new ways of being and thinking, I would say there's no way you're going to get that iPhone. Okay, we all are on the group chat. We're all on Google Duo. We're all on WhatsApp. You're going to... You have to understand that life is change. life is change. Your mind likes stasis. It likes things to stay the same. It likes comfortability. It doesn't want to move out of its comfort zone. If I could just sit on my couch and watch Netflix and eat ice cream until I die, oh man, that'd be awesome, right? Probably not, okay? But when you're in that zone, you don't want to move because the mind feels that it's protecting you by just staying the way that things are. Does that make sense? So the topic or the question of should I date Android users or iPhone users, although when you look at it, it sounds silly, it's actually much deeper than what it is. It's much, much deeper than what it is. It's really saying that, am I going to be open to change in this relationship? Am I going to be open to keeping and loving this relationship? Okay? So I wanted to share that insight with you, and I thank you, my client Jess, for sending me that question, okay? Because I think that it helps people understand how these small things that seem to annoy us, they're actually indicative of a much greater and more enlightening way of thinking about your life. So that's one. Two, second message I woke up to this morning. I had two friends join the Find the Right One coaching program yesterday, okay? One after the other. And I got a message from my friend who joined, who basically said to me that after he took the first lesson, the insights that he had were so profound, in one day, the program paid for itself. And I was in heaven. Because for those of you who know me, I live to help people. I live to empower people and to inspire people for greatness and to bring out the best in who you are. And to see that someone who plunked down money and invested in their self-growth was able to make a transformation and shift their mindset within less than 24 hours, to me was like, yeah, I'm doing something right. And it just felt amazing. So I really thank you for sending me that message. And another thing that happened in the past 24 hours is I was on an awesome podcast with my buddy, Joe Mignone. Okay, I just pronounced it the American way, but really the Italian way is Mignone. Okay, and we talked for about an hour last night, all about relationships and dating and ways to get into and keep healthy love relationships. And what I'm offering for his listeners is a special Guy Thing discount, which I have in the link right above, where you can learn all about my Find the Right One coaching program. And you can join right now by clicking on that link. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and message me. And I'm sure there are many people watching right now who have actually joined and be more than willing to tell you that they are so excited that they finally have the exact tools and skills and strategies that they need to quickly and easily find, date, and keep the right one. So have an awesome day, and I am going to check my Android phone. It's just ringing right now. And wish you well, okay? All the best.